Hey everyone. So it's been quite a bit since I've uploaded my last video. I think it was I have skimmed over what my last video was about, and that was about brain rot, like, just stupid shit, seeing stupid shit on social media. I'm trying to multitask and do two things at once here. Drinking my cappuccino. Hopefully this 60 FPS mode would keep things nice and smooth. But this video today is more of an update, since I will plan to continue using my J.T.V channel. I don't know if I want to call it a different name, but yeah, don't know yet. I just want to see what it's like if I make this video, and I just want to try to update you guys as best as I can what's happened since, if there are people that don't watch my Snapchat that have just perhaps by chance have randomly subscribed to my channel just by coming across it, or if they're just random watchers. But yeah, so I mean, so far my content on my channel has just been more rants. Turn this light on. It's just been more like rant-like content, or just talking about, shit with life, and the heater is on. Great. So like I'm a bit more, I guess, in a better headspace now. There are some, tough things that I still deal with, but, I'm coming out on top mentally at the moment, because I've been focusing on something else completely new. That has been like one of the things, but as you can imagine, a guy like me that's on the job seeker program, that's on Centrelink, obviously doesn't really get up too much. And honestly, I'm fine keeping it that way for now, but as long as I'm focusing on something else, which is what I'd like to touch on. So just put my coffee down on the table here. So since I've, made that other video, I've obviously gone on the job seeker program. So a lot has changed. I've been earning a fair bit of money. It's not a lot per fortnight, but it's good for a start, and it helps me pay for, the things I'm about to show you. I'm being a bit cryptic, but in a nutshell, I've been working on building a PC because I've always wanted to take up streaming and other types of content creation. I've, just wanted to really expand from what I used to do beforehand. So I'm going to show you guys all the parts that I have right now. Now I have all the parts except my power supply. So here we go. So yes, this is one of my peripherals, but yes, I've obviously also moved into a new room. This used to be my brother's room, and he moved out last year. So he's just, getting used to, his new home, and I obviously got a new TV. I look shorter here. I'm 5'7.5", but that makes me look shorter. Yeah, now I look bigger there. But yeah, I'm a tad bit insecure about my height. But anyway, these are all the parts that I have bought. So I sort of rushed on getting all the parts because, I have been saving up for quite a while, and now just seemed like the best time to really zero in on getting the parts, because then that would mean having to wait each fortnightly payment from Centrelink. So what I'm doing at Centrelink is I'm just reporting like what job applications I'm sending out. Already have done a course that they wanted me to do, so I'm just really keeping up appearances and doing what the system is designed to make me do. I'm just, I really feel like, in this day and age, all you should really care about is doing the bare minimum, whether they are like governmental support programs like Job Seeker or having a job. It's like, and in most jobs, I mean, the last job that I was in was very like overproductive, and I just have this view against the fact that people don't get paid that much, and your employer still expects you to put out good quality, or like, just good quality work. They just want you to keep working hard, and I'm honestly past that point, honestly. I mean, or I just prefer a more less physical role, at least, because I just think that would be more manageable. Nothing wrong with that, I think. So yeah, I've been saving up for a PC, and I've got all these parts here, so let's get some out, shall we? So just a couple days ago, I had this delivered, an AMD Ryzen 7 9700X. So it's a bit similar to the 7700X, and that other CPU might slightly, like by a percentage, might be better than this one when it comes to overall performance. But they're both roughly the same anyway. They're not really all that different. I just think, they're basically the same. But looking back, I probably would have got a 7700X if I didn't rush to get this one. They were roughly the same price when I got, the 9700X. So I didn't really think that there would be much of a difference, but performance-wise, apparently, the 7700X is probably the best one to go with. And then this is my RAM, Trident Z5 Neo RGB, because the Neo ones have AMD Expo setup or technology. I mean, it just makes everything easier to set it up when I put these in the motherboard and install them in the BIOS, because I mean, my motherboard is it does support XMP and Expo RAM setups, but I just wanted to be really sure, so that's why I got these ones. I would have spent less money if I went with the same brand and got XMPs, but anyway, just good to know for future reference. And these are DDR5s because I am on an AM5 build. My motherboard here, A620i-AX. So this right here is an AMD socket AM5. So it only has DDR5 support, as I said. I could only get DDR5 RAM for this motherboard. And then I just got this today, the GeForce RTX 4070 Super. I'm not going to bring it out, 12GB VRAM. And this is the one with the 3 fans on it, so it can fit in my case. And and that's my ITX case over there. So my build is going to be an ITX build, so a smaller motherboard. I still got to figure out what to do with those fans at the front, because I want to externally mount them. But yeah, my motherboard's going to go on there. So I've got basically everything except the power supply, which is supposed to go up there. and I've ordered the power supply just today. So, you know, it's not that expensive. 750 750 watts, 80 plus gold standard, I think it's called. Yeah, no good anymore. And yeah, so underneath, and then yeah, I've got like a tool set down there as well that I'm going to use. And then I got a SD card. That is just a starter SD card to make sure that I get everything booted up. So I'm not going to hold on to it forever. It's very important to know that. And then just underneath there, I'm not going to get it out because I've already got out enough things here. I don't want to really show everything off. You know, you guys are going to see, and I mean, if honestly, it feels like a bit stupid. I could make a video alone about how I feel about making these videos on outside of, you know, what I'm doing, but because like not many of you guys watch, and I have to tell myself, you know, that's fine. The audience will grow. But yeah, anyway, like you guys will see all the parts anyway, because I intend to make another video later down the line. Probably it could be like a week from now or 2 weeks, depending on the timeline for my peripherals, because I still have to get my peripherals. I only cared about, you know, getting the main parts for the build and chucking them in my tower when the time comes. And then another issue on top of that is I have to figure out where all this stuff's gonna go at the end of it. So this room will obviously be my dedicated setup. Now, this is a full size of the room right here, right? The bed takes up most of the space, so guess what's happening to it? At the moment, I'm thinking of taking it out and chucking in the desk. Well, I'm going to get maybe a really cheap but really sturdy desk to hold everything. I'd chuck a cloth over it, whatever. Might either get a gaming chair after that or just get a normal chair and then just save up for those things. The peripherals I think just matter the most to me, but all that will just go there at that wall, or it could go in the corner over here. There's a power socket right here, so that's why I just thought, well, maybe everything is better to just be right here, or it can be there, and then I can use some cables. Bit messy, but yeah, I'll have to organize my whole cables back there. But yeah, so and then my CPU cooler is a Montech Hyperflow silent 240 millimeter. So you know, yeah, that's a water cooler for the CPU. Even though, I mean, I reckon I needed it because I was going to get like quite a high-end GPU. CPU, sorry. Yeah, because this one is a bit on the high-end side. Well, it's not recent, but I believe it came out last year, 2024, in case anyone watches this like in 2026 or something. But so like it's pretty, I mean, it's at least only a year old, so I wasn't going for the best CPU, but it is good in terms of performance. It can handle a lot of stuff if you, I guess, learn how to use it right, like on the right settings, if you're playing games, and yeah, just again, just adjusting things however you need to. It's not the best, but as long as you are smart with your adjustments, it can probably perform just as well as the 7700X. Again, they're basically the same in my eyes. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's basically everything, my whole setup, like what I've been working up towards. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really the type of guy to like take things, to summarize things quickly in a YouTube video, as you guys can see. In the future, I would hope to structure things a bit better so that my content is maybe a bit more digestible, or people start watching it. But I just think people are lazy also, and they don't like watching 30-minute videos because their attention spans are too short. It's not my fault, it's the world's fault. So yeah, I mean, it's up to some audience members if they feel like watching everything completely and stuff like that, because I'm aware not everyone's gonna watch a whole, video. But of course there will be really loyal subscribers or just watchers in general that like to see what I get up to just for the sake of it, which I really respect. I appreciate that. So yeah, just like a lot has just changed like mentally for me, I guess, since I've made that last video. Wasn't in the best headspace. My parents were off overseas at the time. I was alone in the house, so it was, I mean, something like that like really shouldn't, bother me. But, obviously it did, and look, it is a bit embarrassing because like I fall into that sort of sect of people, or that group of people that like, and I'm going to admit, like I haven't really, despite my age and looks, it's like I haven't really like, properly matured, and like that's something that I have, just come to realize about myself. That yeah, I haven't really like done things really like by myself, like when it comes to like taking care of myself and things like that. So like I'm just putting that context out there to help people understand, how I might have felt. It's like I like to be alone, just under good intentions or good circumstances that just don't have like a bad I guess negative outlook to it or something like that. And yeah, like last time I wasn't really in the best space. Like, I was going to like I was going to a hospital for something that wasn't even that bad. And I do have a history of freaking out and yeah, just worrying about stuff that I don't have to worry about. So, I just really carried on after that video, and yeah, just sort of left things as they were, and just kept applying to more jobs. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if I want to make another video about that. I do a Michael Joseph and just rant more about just the realities of how it is out there. I mean, it's partly why I'm just, building a PC, because, I'm hoping by some chance I can launch something also on the side to make money off of. I don't want to reveal, everything. But I do think that is honestly maybe the best way forward. It depends on the timeline. It depends if there's an employer out there that, does want to hire me, that does see the value in what I could potentially bring. Because let's face it, a lot of employers just don't fucking care. Like they don't. I mean, I don't have the best skills, but it's like I got pretty good skills, like I could talk about, you know, this one event that actually like means a lot to me when I spoke to her cousin at a recent funeral. And he just, you know, he said, you know, man, like, I haven't seen you for a long time. And he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, you know, I told him what was going on. And then he's like, you know, man, like, you know, you got good skills and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, not sure. Cause like, you know, I mean, it's hard to really, yeah, be, I guess, what employers, you know, want you to be. That's really the moral of the story. Even if you got a fancy forklift ticket and have that bit of experience. But yeah, but aside from that, I said beforehand, you know, that I don't really feel like working in warehouse roles or anything physically related. It depends. If it's a part-time role and I don't have to commit to it as much, then that's good. Because really, I got better shit to focus on that I'd rather focus on. Yeah, so I mean, like, that stuff, the reality of, you know, that sort of stuff is just creeping in. And so, you know, the way I see it, you know, just doing like the best thing that I thought that I could do. So yeah, it's like I've been on that job seeker program for self-managing since January. So like I have possibly the rest of this year, or it could even be a few months until, you know, someone calls me up, reviews my case. So that's why like I'm a bit worried about the timeline of how quick I can get things done. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, like, streaming isn't like probably a viable option, or starting a social media account, only if you're like making money off doing that stuff. Which that's maybe like the long-term view, like that's something that can possibly happen. That's how I see that occurring, but I'm not focused on that. It's like I'd be focused on starting something else where I'm actually providing services directly to people online with skills that I already do have and that I can build upon. So yeah, I'd be a freelance worker essentially. And there are support programs out there that, you know, you can take advantage of with Centrelink or with an employment provider, where you can do things on your own and get that support. But you have to go to workshops and courses and stuff like that to learn those skills. You can also learn stuff online too. So I just want to try out stuff online and keep self-managing. But yeah, I think it would be very important to, you know, or it'd be interesting to maybe talk about, you know, that sort of thing if it's appropriate. But yeah, I'm just gonna like sift through like what's appropriate maybe to upload or what might be a good idea. But yeah, I just thought that this would be a nice energetic video or update to show you guys like what is most likely to happen, you know, now that I'm going to get some traction with this. There's finally going to be some real momentum going for the rest of the year. Yeah, of course, it might be a bit of a slow start up for the month. But yeah, you're probably looking at some pretty interesting content. I'm pretty certain of that. So within the next year, a few months, you'll probably see a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of new interesting things here and there. So yeah, it's like I'm gonna be very different. You know, whole room is going to be very different. Maybe at least that wall. But yeah, things are gonna be set up quite interestingly well in a few months from now, or it could even be a couple weeks from now. We'll see. But yeah, that's everything. That's the update. You know, new PC build coming soon. Stay solid and stay true to yourselves.